My name's Sean Dobra, and I'm going to share with you a story that you probably won't believe that really sheds light to the power of manifestation and how I created myself to get a role in the new Ricky Stanicky film with Velocity. Okay, so I just got back from Bali and I got an email from my agent that Jim Carrey was doing this film called Ricky Stanicky because it was supposed to be Jim Carrey. So I immediately signed up because I'm a big fan of Jim Carrey. And I get there and I'm a little bit disappointed to find out that it's John Cena. But hey, I'm here now, might as well have a good time. And there's all these beautiful people on the set, about 60 extras, and we just all got along so well. It was so much fun, playing in the background scene with all these great people. Anyway, on the second last day, I'm listening to Joe Dispenza and reading a book that my mentor, Bob Proctor, suggested, which is Psycho-Cybernetics. I'm reading the power of the mind and the power of visualization, which I already knew about, but I'm kind of getting a deeper understanding. And so we're sitting there in this beautiful park. All the extras are kind of dancing, having fun, having a good time. It's like this magical, perfect day. And I'm lying back on this tree reading this book, and I decided, you know what? If I can create anything that I want, what would I like to create today? And I thought, how good would it be to get a line in a Peter Farrelly film? So I lay back on this tree and I actually start visualizing. And I start visualizing Peter Farrelly coming out, and we're on set and someone didn't show up, and Peter Farrelly goes, "Hey, you look like the character. Would you like to do this line?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And I'm playing in this imagination, and it's so much fun creating this in my mind. And I'm seeing what happens in the moment. I'm seeing what happens afterwards. I'm actually going into the future and just playing this whole game of imagination, not really caring if anything actually happens or not. Anyway, about 30 minutes later, everyone gets called to go back on set. And the third AD, she tells me to stand in the kitchen with two other people that I've become friends with. And this little voice in my head says, "Sean, move over to the fridge." And so there's about 100 people in the room. There's like 30 extras on my left, 30 extras on my right, all the actors sitting in the front, and about 40 crew members setting up. And so I move over and I lean on the fridge. And then all of a sudden, John Cena walks in and he starts practicing his lines next to me. And then I look across the room and Peter Farrelly walks in across the room and he's with his first AD. And he's saying, "You know what? We need like a filler line. We need like a filler line." And all of a sudden, everything slows down in my mind because I'm like, this is very similar to what I was just imagining. And then all of a sudden, Peter Farrelly, almost like he was magnetized towards me, he looks right up at me from across the room. And he points right up at me and says, "Say, yes, we should take him to the hospital." And without thinking, my body just jumps into action. And I go, "Yes, we should take him to the hospital." And everybody goes silent. All the extras just freeze. All the crew freeze, and everybody's looking at me. Zac Efron, John Cena, they all turn at me. They're all staring at me. And Peter Farrelly's staring at me. And he goes, "I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to her." And he points to Lex Scott, who's the actress who's sitting next to Zac Efron right in front of me. And everybody starts cracking up, laughing at me. And I am so embarrassed. And Lex, she turns and she goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry about that." And I'm just like, it's all cool. I'm just having fun. Who cares, right? And so I'm just laughing to myself, all embarrassed. And John Cena turns to me and he goes, "You know what, man? You know what? I like that you were prepared. I like that you were prepared." And Andrew Santino, who's sitting at the front of the room, he goes, yeah, I think we should give him a line. I think we should give him a line." And he starts clapping. And then all of a sudden, all the extras that I've become friends with, they all start clapping as well, going, "Yeah, we should give him a line." And I'm like, what is going on? And then I look at Peter Farrelly, and Peter Farrelly's as confused as I am. And he's looking around the room, like in amazement. And he goes, "You know what? You know what? I'm going to give you a line. I'm going to give you a line." So he actually gives me a whole brand new line, not the line that he was giving to Lex. He adds in an extra line, and he gives that line to me so I can be in this movie.
Take the kid to the hospital.
Yes, definitely a hospital.
I can call an ambulance.
No, this has to be done now.
And I was just like, what the hell just happened? My imagination just manifested in the space of 30 minutes, and I just got a role in a Hollywood feature film with Zac Efron and John Cena. And I was amazed. Anyway, so I start doing my line, and I'm a little bit worried that I'm not doing a good job. So on the break, I actually start practicing my lines, and then I start thinking, you know what? I'm going to imagine Peter Farrelly telling me that I did a great job. So I see Peter Farrelly in my head saying, "Great job, man, great job." I see him saying, "Great job, man," over and over again to me. Anyway, we go back on the set, and we've done the scene now about 15 times. And Peter Farrelly comes out and he goes, "Look, man, you're not actually getting in camera. if the camera can't see you, you can't see the camera. And he goes, you got to really get in there. And he tells me to get in right behind John Cena and actually smack John Cena on the back and jump up and do my line like fast. And he says, if you want to be in this film, you got to fight to be in this film. And John Cena goes, yeah, man, just go for it, go nuts. And so I'm like, okay. So we do this take and I'm timing myself perfectly and I jump in and I say, yes, we should call an ambulance. And the whole scene goes through and I've got my one little one-liner. And at the end of the scene, it's like a 5-minute scene, Peter Farrelly, all these amazing actors doing a great job. And at the end of the scene, Peter Farrelly comes out and he goes, good work, everyone, good work. We got that. And he looks up from across the room and he goes, and way to get in there, man. Great work. And everybody starts clapping, including John Cena and Zac Efron and all the extras. And they're all clapping for my one little one-liner. And Peter Farrelly told me that I did a great job. So it's just the cherry on the cake. And all the extras were so happy for me. After the event, Jessie Rose, one of the ones that I became friends with on set, she actually sent me a message saying I want to paint a picture of it because it was such a special, magical moment. So she drew this picture of me and like a little poster of me and Zac Efron and John Cena saying directed by Peter Farrelly. And I put that on my bedroom wall. And every time I look at that, it's a reminder to me to the power of our minds and to the power of our hearts and what we can create when we get our mind and heart in sync, and the power of our imaginations. So I hope this story has inspired you to think about what you can create in your life, because if you can see it in here, you can hold it in here. We're star beings and we have the power to create reality with our imaginations.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel so that we can continue to create more videos that inspire yourself and others. Also, if you enjoyed the story about how I manifested that result on Ricky Stanicky and you'd like to be able to learn how to do the same in your life, I've created a short mini course on manifestation, which you can get for free by clicking the link below. In that manifestation video, I share the 5 laws of manifestation and the 3 ingredients that make manifestation happen with velocity so that you can see your manifestations happen like magic and create results today. Click the link below and get that free training. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you again for watching and thank you for subscribing.